Cause and effect language is very important in the IELTS test. It's particularly important in Task 2 writing and Part 3 of the speaking test, where you're explaining your ideas. So it's very important that you're familiar with this language and you know and are aware of more than one way to describe causes and effects. Let's start this little short video by focusing on something very simple, which is the idea of fatness or being overweight. You see a couple of the causes drawing up here, isn't it? It's eating junk food. So a lot of people say fast food. Better word choice would be junk food, because some fast food is okay, like Subway, for example. But junk food, things like donuts that we see here, or ice cream, everyone knows that's not good for us. We know the effect, don't we? If we eat lots of junk food, we become fat. But we're going to use some of these words. Now, this is the language. The blue language in the middle is the important language to consider. Now, it's not always true, so we want to be honest. This is called the honesty principle as well, in terms of cause and effect language, where we're using words like often or sometimes to indicate to the reader or the listener that we are aware that this is not 100% of the time. We're going to show the reader that we have the right language to describe that. So we can use often or sometimes, leads to, or results in, or causes. So just as a full sentence, eating junk food often leads to, or eating junk food sometimes results in. Another way we can do a very similar thing is by using modal verbs before the main verb. So note what happens to the main verbs there. The leads to changes form to lead to, or result in, or cause. So and especially in terms of speaking, for Vietnamese speakers, for example, they have trouble with the S sound on the end. So using the modal verb in speaking can make it easier. So we can say can lead to, or may result in, or might cause. Now, of course, another important factor with cause and effect language is the noun phrase to describe the effect. Always think of options there as well. So it could be weight gain, it could be obesity, or weight problems, or weight issues. Let's look at a different example now. Let's think about studying and the benefits of studying hard. So again, we need a noun phrase at the start to describe that, and here the person's using a gerund form, studying, or studying well, or studying hard. And we use the same language in the middle, often leads to, or sometimes results in, or can lead to. And then we have the noun phrase in terms of the result, good qualifications, or good jobs. Now, we're just giving you an example here of a very high level result, where we actually use the cause and effect language again. So we might say something like this: studying well can lead to good qualifications, which can then lead to highly paid jobs. So we've got two good effects there, the good qualifications and then the highly paid jobs. So that would be a very high level example of how to use cause and effect language there. So we need to notice the pattern, that we're starting with the cause and then we're finishing with an effect or a result in both those examples there. Now, another way of describing cause and effect is to go the other way. So we start with the effect or the result and we work backwards to the cause. So notice how the language is going to change though. We use the same examples, but the language now changing. So we're starting with the effect, and then we're going to use this other language to refer backwards the other way. So we're just switching things around. But notice that we must get this language right in the middle. When we start with an effect, we need different language in the middle. So weight gain is often a result of eating out. So we're using the same words in the middle as well. We could use sometimes. We don't need those words, of course, if we're using can or may or might. If we're using is, we should really use another word to make it less than 100%. Now, have a practice yourself. Try talking about it first. It's always good to practice it in terms of speaking first. So use that language we've just talked about, and consider yourself about overpopulation. This is a problem in many parts of the world and many cities at the moment where there's too many people. What causes that? What are the causes of overpopulation, and what might be some of the effects? So you have a go practicing that yourself. Talk with your partner, and then maybe write some sentences. Use that language that we've described here. Okay, I hope you found that helpful. Remember, I'm IELTS Steve. this is my website. These videos are free for you to watch it. If you'd like to, subscribe to my YouTube channel and you'll see more of these videos coming. You'll be aware of when they come up. If you'd like more personalized information, or you'd like to check personally how your writing is, send me an email. I am doing online classes which are available for everyone now at the moment. You can see a couple of examples on my YouTube channel of the speaking videos. I'm doing a similar thing with writing. Good luck with your IELTS studies.